people laughed at me. They laughed at me. My body weight went down to 198 pounds. I didn't even look like a bodybuilder anymore. You know, when I said I wanted to make a comeback, they laughed, called me delusional. All this, all that. Blah, 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 blah. That's all I heard. But I just want you to know one thing. If you have a dream and a goal and everything in your mind and something deep down in your heart, don't let it go. If that thing is burning down inside, you need to go back to that place, because I did it. And I'm glad I did.
So, heading to church right now. Because my town's so small, every first Sunday and third Sunday of the month, our priest comes here to our small church. I'm not even kidding how small our Catholic church is here. It's probably about 50 feet by 50 feet with a bathroom attached to it. It is not big at all. And yeah, it's pretty tiny. Like, but have you ever, I don't know if like, because I grew up in the country in Wyoming, have you ever drove by an abandoned tiny church? Like, literally it's just a square with one of them pointy things on top. That's what our church is in my town. So there's a reason why I always travel to the other town for church. But this will be my first time at my church in my town where I'm actually Catholic now. I haven't been to it because I was like, you know, screw it, I'll just keep going every day to the other one. But all these people I grew up with, now that I'm Catholic, it would be cool to like receive communion with them. You know what I'm saying? Got on my 1970s cowboy hat that my grandpa used to wear. Makes me look like Hank Williams Jr. I really like this hat, but some days it looks so ridiculous. I'm like, why am I wearing this thing? So, got out of Mass. So I'll explain this to you guys in a longer form. I kind of made a shorter video about it on my Snapchat, but let me explain it to you guys like this on why I became Catholic. Let's say you got a very nice golf cart you made. Never mind. Let's relate everything to like you're buying a car, okay? Let's say I build my own understanding of what a car is. And I build it, and I get tiny blueprints from other people on how I can build this car. It works, it drives me where I want to, but there's no structure to the car. There's a lot of problems, you know, like the frame's rotting, there's no structure to the car. I have to keep re-welding the frame and everything. I don't know exactly if it's gonna grow my faith with God, this car I made. I keep driving it, keeps falling apart. I have a good connection, kind of, but I still think I need authority behind it. So that analogy right there, that was called non-denominational, what I was. So then I start looking around at churches, and there's a few options to cars related to churches, okay? I see this, you know, kind of rusty, small, nice community, family minivan that's from the South, that they've been making these minivans since America was basically formed. I've been inside this minivan many times with several other people, and you know, it's a great minivan, but the community of this minivan thinks everyone's going to hell, and they're super strict. The rules inside this minivan is like, if it's related anything to Catholicism and it's outside of the Bible, and you start saying that your religion is Christian and you even mention the word religion, they persecute you and think you're going to hell. Okay? So that would be Southern Baptist. I'm sorry if you know me personally and that's how I looked at it. Whatever. Well then, as I'm looking at this Southern, rusty, decent minivan, I look at it and think that minivan does not carry themselves that seriously. Like, they're not doing services every day like a Catholic church. They don't have the Eucharist. I see their community post things they shouldn't on Facebook. And yeah, well, while I'm even as a non-denominational, I'm looking at this minivan going, yeah, I'm not going there. I'm not going to grow my relationship with Christ. It doesn't look that serious. Like, so then I look at this other car and I'm like, holy crap, this car can take God seriously. It's a black SUV, old, shiny, black SUV since Jesus died. And the people in it and the people that own it, they have long beards. They all wear black. They're very quiet. They have beautiful churches. They make beautiful music that's old school and isn't electric guitar and drums and makes a joke out of Jesus. And I'm like, wow, I want this church immediately. I want to go to this car. I want this car. Well, this car is very low populated in not just the United States, but almost everywhere except Greece. It's a Greek, sick-looking black car, but it's not that popular in Wyoming. So then, I'm like, hey, what the heck is this? That is a humongous Italian, beautiful, silver, white, and gold car. They're more shiny. They talk more. They wear more colorful clothes. And turns out that the person that made their car still has manufacturers that teaches everyone the authority of how Christians should live. And so I see all this nice Italian white golden car and I think, I definitely want that. It's been there since Jesus died. And I was growing up my whole life thinking that there was never such thing as a church after Jesus died. And that all 500,000 denominations around the world just formed somehow. When this Italian car that was there first was always there and was the first. And they're not a denomination because they're pre-denominational. And they found out there was like some rusty spark plugs and stuff under their car that made them split the car in half and rebuild it. What's up? So it's the next day. Didn't do arms and shoulders yesterday. I'll give you a small rundown. I have a I had a minor health problem turn into kind of a bigger one. It's not like that big of a deal, but that was why I didn't go to the gym. And when I tell you guys that I can't sit alone at a house for more than 2 hours without falling off my diet, I mean that shit. Like, I have to be fully aware of what I'm doing and shit like that. I will say this, even if I was born with like a worse situation or scenario where I couldn't go to the gym, and like, I know that maybe if I knew everything that was gonna happen, I would probably already quit. I would probably already quit already. And honestly, probably the smart decision a long time ago was to quit. But that's not who I am. And I know I can say all this stuff on camera and 4 people can watch the videos like they have been and see no progress, maybe see progress. But like I said, if I was born in a scenario that was way worse, where I couldn't even enjoy the gym and bodybuilding and pushing myself, then fine, because I still have Jesus Christ, and that's the most important thing to me. And if you're watching this, the most important thing in the world ever that like is always gonna make you better is Jesus. You know, like, if the gym and your worries about your dieting and everything is getting in the way of your happiness with Jesus, then you need to add Jesus more in your life, or you need to quit being so hard on yourself to understand that Jesus Christ didn't die for you to be so overly obsessed with yourself to where you're unhappy. And I know that's like sounds psychotic, but that's me a lot of the times. And sorry, these winds are really bad. It's like pushing 80 miles an hour right now. That's Wyoming for you. And the speed limit's like 80 something. So like, if you think your state has high winds, no. Wyoming's gets up to about 100 something and people still drive. But yeah, I don't care how long it takes, blah blah blah. Like, obviously I'm getting to the point now where it's like, come on dude, like really? Like really? How are you still failing? And all I can say is I don't know. But I am trying every day. It's just some things are harder to beat than others when it comes to like food addiction and breaking old habits from me being fat. So, and I look back at 2 years ago when I was like 213 pounds and get jealous that I can't get back down to that yet. But then I also look at myself now at like 10 pounds heavier, and I'm like, yeah, well, I look the same leanness and I'm 10 pounds heavier. So it's like, am I really that jealous of my old self? Because I've gained more muscle and now I'm leaner, you know? But, not even kidding you, I wanted to quit. I wanted to quit so many times, and then the first thing that shows up on my TikTok is, I don't really like the guy Seth Rogen, but he was saying like, don't quit. Like, you have to keep, if you quit, you're gonna regret it for the rest of your life. And you have no idea how lucky Jesus and God can change your life overnight. So who knows, you know, but I'm just gonna keep going. And like yesterday, like what the Father was saying in his homily is, we have to protect our peace in our hearts. And if it's something that Jesus didn't give us and you keep going towards it, hurting yourself, you need to avoid it and come to Jesus and think about Jesus, and you'll have that peace again.
Should we tolerate another dimension?